All right. It's going all right. It's just too hot. It's like 94 or 95 degrees outside. It's 86 in this room alone. So, yeah. And that's with the AC on. I do have a bunch of computers in here, so that's probably part of it. Yeah. It's not ideal. Now, that thing says it's 85 or 86. This thing says 29.4. Let me double check that. That's about right. 85. Yep. All right. So, the thing we're working on. Our app is shut down because, yep, gotta build that out. Let's bring this out to one of these tabs. Oh, hold on. That's a good background image, isn't it? Yeah. I forgot to shave today. It's fine. All right, so yeah, we need to get to the right volume. Oy. And yeah, hold on, let me pop out my YouTube chat. Anyone that wants to leave a lurk there, you'd be helping me out quite a bit. Hey, what's up, Josh? How you doing? All right, so we need to get that server up and running. That's in the app. We can go do that over in Tabby here. And man, that was a good background image too. And only opened one new tab. All right, that's fun. Oh no, it didn't. That's right. Yeah, that is such a weird bug. All right, there we go. Yeah, for some reason, Tabby doesn't show your tabs when you have it maximized on Mac, right? When you do like a full screen. That's so weird to me. Why? Yeah, so strange. It did remember our folders though, so that's nice. Yeah, all right. Native full screen? I doubt it. Tabby really lacks in the config department, in my opinion. But maybe it's in there. Oh, here we go. There it is, show tabs in full screen mode. That was it. They do have a thing for it. That's actually a feature. I think they have their defaults wrong. Yeah, weird. Alright, well, works for me. Can we increase the font size in here? Nope. Oh, it's in types for some reason. Yeah, so it doesn't even like remember the tab or like the folder location per tab very well, which is super annoying. Right? It was in git auth and it put us to types. It's so weird to me. All right, there we go. Makes sense. Yeah, I'm too lazy. I usually just leave it up to whatever terminal I'm using. And a thank you, viewers over on YouTube. Appreciate you. All right, so we should have all that running now. This one would be for the application. And it went to the right place. Nice. All right, so it's not all of them that fail, it's just that one. So, weird. All right, so we got all those set up now. Awesome. From here, all right, client Rust. Cool. So now we should be able to refresh this. Did these in the wrong order. And I should explicitly give these ports then. All right, so yeah, how's everyone's day going? What are y'all up to? Anything fun? Anything cool? All right, so that did it. Whatever bug I had with Firefox is no longer there. I can actually click things proper. That was super annoying. So yeah, now we're still at the point of that being an issue, but it fixes it. I think I'm okay with it. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Streaming later? Nice. I don't think I actually follow you. I don't. Yeah, my bad. There we go. You're saying what you're up to, Seven Deadly Seas? You're using 2017 version of frameworks and class components. Okay, so yeah, you're on like an older React. So I would say definitely don't do CDN-based stuff. But why without using imports? I'm confused by that one. Why not add a package JSON? Oh, so maybe that's part of your process, right? You're... That's fine. Rails absolutely allows you to use package.json. I believe the standard Rails, like, boilerplate ships with it at this point. All right, just put a package JSON at the top. Done. Yeah, maybe I'm misunderstanding, but I don't see why you can't do it. All right, so the part that we're on for this app. You got yelled at? Yeah. I would be looking for other contracts as quick as possible and not renewing that one with them. Yeah. That's gnarly. You're used to mob programming? Yeah, I mean, I like pair programming a bit. I don't necessarily think it should be done for everything, but yeah, when you got an issue, getting another set of eyes on it is hugely useful. Hence why I took that call with a coworker earlier. You know, so... Right? Make yourself available to other devs as just like a quick rubber duck session. That could be fun. Do you guys have any, like, you know, 20% time kind of stuff, or 10% time, or whatever? To where, like, you're encouraged to work on other things, or just learn, or whatever? Because if so, I'd say pairing with people could be a good use of that time. Right? Not even on a project you're working on, but just simply there to, like, ask the right questions, you know, team up and look up documentation, things like that. I think that would be hugely useful. But okay, so here's our quick little bug. If I change this and then change it back, we're good. Right? So these fields are now exactly what we expected. However, if here in this part we add another for prod, when we go back to the feature, we see a toggle there. So that's the bug that we need to fix next. Basically, we're not setting this value as we need to when we add the new environment. We're just setting it to what the default would be rather than what it is. So, yep, all right, we got to find where in our code we're doing that. I think I still might want to do this part. think I still want to do that. Oh, Colton, no, it's just way too hot. Yep, this is a free one. It's just entirely too hot here in Washington right now. Yep. All right, so the part that we're doing that is hold on, did I actually just see that? Okay, yeah, no, we're good. So yeah, we'll delete these. It's going to be inside of edit group. So when we create a new feature, we need to go find that value. Or not feature, sorry, new environment. We need to go find that value. So this is the part we care about. This is all of it. That's the whole thing. And that's it. So what we're doing here is passing toggle. And this is for each feature. And this is what we want to do instead. So instead of toggle, we're going to do feature.featureType. Because that should always be set. I think that's the fix. I think we're done. So if I add a new environment, we go over here to pricing, we see that it has the right field. Boom, we're done. All right, so that bug knocked it out. Ah, hold up. So we had an issue there, though, where number type is not being set. Oh, that's actually a trickier one, in my opinion. So if we go to selective, oh, so as we're changing these, we're running into an issue. Ah. So the issue here is when we change our feature type, we're not setting up value type or number type properly. So let's look at that part. So this is here in edit feature. When we change the feature type itself, it's way up here. There we go. So there's the name. The type is then here. And on change for it, So yeah, then we loop over the environments we have. Oh, hold on. We see feature.featureType is equal to value. So here's what we're going to do for this one. If value is equal to selective, no. It is selective or value, that's it. So boom. Oh. So then in here, we just want to reset it to something reasonable. Feature dot value type. Oh. I actually want to do this part, because then that allows us to select on it. Ooh. Yeah, so then we get value type and number type. So value type would then be equal to string. And number type should no longer take effect. Ooh. Here we see it selected on float. I don't think it is. Yes, let's do this. We're just gonna do it inside. And what up, Dr. Drero? How you doing? All right, so if feature dot value type Nah, no matter what, we just have to reset it. Yeah, so this is just, yeah, feature.value type. And that is equal to string. I don't like doing it, but I think that's the move. So let's look at what's in here, right? We'd be creating a new group, which is called value. When we get into it, we see defaults are there, features end up being here, none of these values should actually matter that much. But then once we get into the environment, that's where that matters. Ooh, hold up. Okay, so then features. This indentation is a little wonky. Yeah, you're probably right. Yes, then when we set the number type, this is it. Okay, so if feature type is selective, value is empty here. If event is string, value is string. So I want to do that there, but then here, if it is a number, we want to set number type. So here's the part where it knows that it's a feature type or number type. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we should probably end up having some clause, but we could just do the feature as any. I just want to double check that this is actually working as expected. And I probably need to do the same thing for this part too. So I don't need that there because we're setting it up top. We do need to set the environment feature value type. And that's where these other parts matter too. Yeah, so part of the issue is we definitely do want to set these, yeah. So environment feature, we check if it's there. From there, we end up doing this same logic, which is a little annoying. Yeah, alright. So that should do that now, too. So if we go to toggles, yep, we get those. It should have set as we expect. Toggle false, yep. Wait, do I have that part backwards now? Uh-oh. Hold on, where's my parse? Oh, yeah, that's on the number input. One sec. So hold up, right? If number is float, we parse it as float. That should have been float. All right, let's go look at where we're using that input then. What? All right, so let's see that. We do see that it's float. Okay. Wait, what? What's up with the number input? Damn it, Mantine. I'm not using formatter or parser. It's just a number input now. Interesting. So let's do this too. All right. If empty string Right, that gets removed, sure. Yeah, that's still getting removed, though. I could have sworn we just had it allowing inputs. All right, let's log it. And maybe I'm doing it somewhere else. Hold on. All right, so new value there. And hey, what up, one guy? How you doing? Yeah, we're not doing anything crazy here either. There's no way this is doing it, right? Yeah, it wouldn't be mutating the value. That'd be super weird if it did. Huh. All right, so maybe we can't use their number input. It seems broken. Oh, maybe not. Yeah. No, I think it is the number input being totally broken. So yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, it's rounding. I don't know why it's rounding. Yeah, I don't get it. It's rounding inside before we even get to it, and we've turned on no clamp on blur. Precision, maybe? So it's a precision issue. So remove trailing zeros, we'd want true. Okay. What's like a reasonable maximum precision? 20? I don't know why someone would do it. Floats are 32. That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, yeah, good call. Okay. Alright, so I think we can go back to this. Because I still want to parse. Alright, so then if we make it onto... That was some floating point magic for us. .24 bits of precision. Six to 9 decimal digits. Let's just say 9 then, sure. So... you know what? We could do this a different way. We could let it do the parsing for us. Yeah. Okay, so this is how we're gonna do it. Right? I don't even need to do this part. Let me go back to that. We're gonna get rid of these, and then precision is either gonna be feature dot oh, this is inside the input though. So this is just number type. So if it's int, it's 0, otherwise it's 9. Alright, yeah, we'll let it do the formatting. I'm okay with that. Yep, that works for me. It should be fine. All right, so I think we're pretty good with it. We've got these inputs being set now. Let's actually make sure that they're values we care about. I don't think we need 2 environments. Let's go back to here. Right, so this is going to be integer All right, let's get rid of that one log that I'm doing. Right here. All right, so now we've got the integer and float. All right, we can look at our publish, and yeah, this is where we kind of want to do this part. Number type, float. Yep. Yeah, so we're good. Yeah, there you go, Ben. I mean, there will be other days in which I do have the beanie. Days where it's not 95 degrees outside. Where it's not 86 degrees in this room. But today's not that day. It's a little stale, but just mix it up. Yesterday's beverage. So yeah, I'm gonna say we're accepting all of those publishable changes. Let's push them up. Finn, you just missed it. I had parse float in there. That's literally what I was doing when it was creating the weird, like, way too many digits. Right? For some reason, parse int was actually adding a bunch of stuff, which was weird. But yeah, what up, Goatmeal? How you doing? You like it without the cap on? I get you. It makes sense. It's pretty much like Elon Musk's old fucking hairline, isn't it? All right, that PayPal photo. Yeah, no worries, Finn. And yeah, Finn, I thought I sent you a message. Did you reply? Yeah, if you just remind me of your Twitch name, we can fix that for you. I like this as an idea, though, right? Letting people watch on YouTube, etc., to maybe get back into stream if they wasted their unban request or something. I like that idea. And what up, Eric? How you doing? Big, thin, small? Sure. I would still prefer it if you keep lurking over on the YouTube. But yeah, let me do that part for you real quick. There you go. So yeah, you're unbanned. Thank you for being understanding. Appreciate you. Yeah, thanks. All right, so we've got that. We've got it published. Let's go merge in that PR, and then we can get to validating and testing our client code. So yeah, this one, 2 minutes ago. We're gonna merge it. We're gonna call it good. Let's double check, actually. Yeah. All right. So yeah, now we're gonna see if it validates. And by validates, I mean runs through the Rust code because it's a far stricter parsing process of the JSON. All right, but first, we need to write our tests. We need to bring that data into our test server environment. And yeah, anything that was 3 minutes ago, like this one. And this one. And this one. All right, so boom, boom, rename it, boom. We gotta update the config file next. All right. So now, all right, let's double check these, save that. Let's do the end-to-end test for our client JS code. Yep. So then it's going to be a very similar thing here. Probably didn't need all of those. All right, so value there should, or not should, but value string, right? Because it's a value. Oh, and yeah, our client doesn't even have that. So yep, we got to write that code. So yeah, there's the should function. We're not gonna have that. Oh. That error would have been a mistake. You gotta go? Yeah, no worries, Josh. Yeah, thank you for chilling. So I want to pull all of that into a helper function. So protected, this is going to be called get group environment and fixture. No, that's a terribly long name. Let's say get actual items. So I don't necessarily want to return false from here. All right, so we're going to do that. That's our return type. Group name is string. Feature name is string. And the rest is good. I think it's that, right? Okay. Yep, so I want to do something like this. Ah, okay. So what we want to do here then is that. All right, so we're going to return success, environment, group, and feature. And yeah, we want these to be optional. Oh, and you know what? Hold on. We're gonna do this. So these are not optional. And what up, Hector? Thank you for the bits. So yeah, success false here. All right. Oh, and yeah, this is always going to be published environment. That's right. So then this part, group, that's actually published group. Okay, so now yeah, this is going to be this. So const what do we call the function? Actual items, I guess. It's kind of a terrible name. So actual items is then equal to this dot get actual items. Group name and feature name. If, and then we would just check actual items dot success. We just return false. Boom. So then from here, alright, so we got one error left in here, and it's because I made it a const. And feature is actually all we needed from it. Yeah, interesting. So we might not even need group or anything else to come back from it. So that's interesting. All right. Something to think about. All right, so now we can actually call get actual values here inside of value, or get actual items. Yep, const actual items. All right, so we got that part. So if actual items dot success is false, we just want to return, and this is where it gets a little tricky, but it's basically either string or number for the JavaScript. That's it. That's all it could be, really. Right, and it could be null. So then from here, Oh, and yeah. If actual items.feature type is not value. Oh, and yeah. Right, so then this dot warn. Error. Tried calling value on non-value feature. Cool. Right, so then this part knows that it's just stringer number. Cool. Our warnings would fire for this one just fine, so we can just return null there. I think we're good. All right, so now in test client, value string is client.value. What do I have as the value in that, actually? I forgot. Oh, we're just doing integer float. Ah, I forgot one. Boo. Cool, good to go. Wait, what did I do? I renamed that to string? Wait, that's interesting. Okay. That is now string. Cool. So yeah, we're going to reject all. And then, yeah, we got to publish these up. So yeah, we got to publish that. What I'm thinking is, yeah, let's get rid of some of these. We don't need those asserts. Value string here is going to be equal to foo, right? We can't run this test yet because we're looking at value string first. Value for string should be foo. So let's write the rest of these real quick just to make sure that I'm thinking about it proper. Value int Did I call it integer? I did. All right. So yeah, value for integer should be 42. All right, there we go. So value for float. So we at least got our test written. What I want to do here... Oh, and hold on, this needs to be value float. So yeah, what I want to do here is our dot value function. Yeah, it's pretty rare. It's just way too hot out. Yeah. But yeah, for this value function that we got, we require a default. So string number or null is what default is going to be there. But default is a reserved word, so default value. There we go. Yep, default value for default value is null. And then we can just return that, and we should be good. So then this part actually needs to take into account if we are within schedule. So if no schedule type, return true. So yes, we just need to call is scheduled feature active. I think I want to do that down here. And all it needs is the feature itself. Yep. So if it's not active, return default value. Cool. So now we should be good. But that means, actually, no, that's fine. Yeah, doesn't mean nothing. Technically in our test now for test client, we don't need those. We're not actually scheduling these. We can always write some more robust tests. So let's save that. We got some fixes to make. Let's go publish these. Should only be 2 files, right? Because we're not creating a new one, we're just modifying. Manifest stays the same. Oh. Oh, value type is a string false, so I think we're good. Yeah, I think we're good. Okay. Yep, so we approve this. We get those file changes in. And cool. All right, so. Ooh, neck pop. What I want to do next then, we need to take those values from our code here, get it into our fixture data, and then we should be able to run our end-to-end tests. Yeah, sorry, Graham. Yeah, for some reason my audio was just going in and out. It's like I can listen for ages, but then the moment that like I actually get brought up to the stage to talk, I got about like 5 to 10 minutes before my audio just dies. And yeah, like, was I even coming through on audio when I thought it was dying? Like, or was my like microphone even dead too? Like, did you see me unmute, but nothing came through kind of stuff? Tends to be if my Wi-Fi drops for a second. I'm plugged directly in. Yeah. Because I'm doing this from my PC. So I'm doing, like, desktop, like, spaces. And I'm directly wired with all my machines. So it shouldn't be Wi-Fi. Yeah, desktop's just buggy, I guess. I tried updating Chrome and it still didn't fix it. Yeah, I know. It's the only way I actually get involved in it. I hopped in one the other day with Theo and a couple other people, and they were like, "Oh my god, your microphone sounds so good." I was like, "Yeah, it's just the mic I always use." They're like, "Wait, you're doing this from desktop?" I was like, "Yeah, how are y'all doing it?" So I guess everyone uses their phone, but now that it works from desktop, you get way better audio. BlueStacks? Okay, not a bad option. Right, just an Android device basically on your desktop. Not a bad option. Yeah, I'll look into that, especially if I start like hosting any. But yeah, that was fun. Yeah, I like that. Web version auto mutes you? Interesting. Okay. Ah, no. Like, that's the whole point. I distract myself. So we're good. We're currently setting up fixture data for end-to-end tests of our feature flag tool. And it was cool. It seems YK, I think that's his name, right? It seems that he might stream on Twitch, because I even mentioned, like, hey, if you're out there trying to build in public, building in public while streaming it is a great way to do that, right? Especially because you can get users just from people watching and hanging out. So a lot of the things I built, I end up getting users for it way quicker than I would expect, because it's pretty cool that way. So yeah, I think it's a massive thing to do. Totally worth it. And you get to, like, you know, discuss the project. People can poke at it. Maybe you find holes and got to pivot. Things like that. I just really like the idea of, like, streaming it. Ah, there you go. So he streamed in his Discord. Okay. Yeah, I think that works. I think part of that is there's a lot less, like, discovery of, like, new people finding your product. So it becomes, like, the same people all the time, which typically, like, a stream kind of does. Oh, streaming as well as a Discord call. Okay. Gotcha. Oh, that's even better. Yeah, I like that. Twitch now has a feature called guest stars, which is nice because then you can actually lay down, like, you're not responsible for someone saying something awful. Whereas if it's a Discord call, you are, which is kind of interesting. So yeah, Twitch's guest stars thing is quite nice. Yeah. But yeah, so we're just doing some feature flag stuff. Let me get some of this mock data in there. Yep. And yeah, so BigFin, the biggest thing is like end-to-end for this is really like the end-to-end testing of the client itself, right? Of it going to other things. Accessibility? Oh yeah, I'd love to do that. Honestly, we could even plan like a session if you want. You know, if you want to talk about accessibility specifically for like longer than just a small amount of time, I'd happily turn it into a YouTube video if you want. I'd like to plan ahead for that, especially because Wednesdays aren't great because they're like my shorter streams. But I think I have a Calcom for this. Let me double check and see. Okay, yeah. So I would say it's probably not something I'm ready for just yet. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like let's plan it out. You know, like give it like a week or so. But yeah, let me just send you that link real quick. There it is. But yeah, thanks for letting me join earlier. That was awesome. So yeah, I'd love to turn that into a YouTube video if you want it. For sure. So keep in mind, this is not like a proper end-to-end test, right? This is the end-to-end of the feature flag client that we have hitting some remote server that holds the JSON. The reason we do a mock server with like actual like running an express server is so that we can actually like dynamically do some of our scheduling type stuff, such as I don't know, basically. Right? If it's going for the scheduled group, then we do a whole bunch of like mock stuff to like inject into a mustache template. So yeah, like end-to-end here is not necessarily end-to-end as in like browser testing. It's the end of what our client is concerned about. So yeah, let me run this now though. And yeah, I was just saying, yeah, it's a hard time out there for DevRel. Another close DevRel friend, Chris DeMars, Sultan Burnham, you might know him by, and he used to work for like Split, and he's worked for a bunch of companies. He's having a hell of a time right now too. So yeah, it seems like a lot of companies pulled back on DevRel a bit. There we go. Yep, PNPM test. Right. Yeah, even Jason Langsdorff I assume you're familiar with him. He's even saying it's like harder to do like the contract DevRel that he kind of does, right? Like sponsors or whatever. Like he does like contract DevRel, in which it's just a smaller like contract for let me promote this thing, make some videos, bring a guest on kind of stuff. And he's even saying that that's like harder to get at the moment too. Now, hey, we're done. Our test's passed. Nailed it. Nailed it. Nailed it. All right, so now we got to write it for the Rust, and that's going to take us a bit more time. So yeah, awesome. This is nice. Here's a question. Do you do Rust? Like, would you consider yourself experienced with Rust? One company that, I don't know if they're like fully looking or if they're whatever, right? They're probably no budget or whatever, but JFrog is spinning out this thing called Persia or something like that. I called it Persia, and the dude really didn't like that. So, yeah, here's another thing to check out. It's by JFrog. It's like an internal project they got. So you'd be interviewing with JFrog. It's worth a shot. Like, I don't know. But they're specifically looking for like a half dev, half DevRel type role. Or they were last year. So I was not nearly proficient in Rust compared to what they were looking for. Technically, I'm good enough with it, but their interview process was a bunch of like trivia, like what's the difference between send and sync? Which is just, I'll look it up when I need to. Just like slice and splice. Yeah, no worries. I just want to throw that out there. Yeah, that's fine. But it's a cool idea. It's for like supply chain security. So, just thinking out loud. I don't know if they're still hiring, but keep an eye on Platform. If you're specifically like Python focused, that's what they were looking for last time I chatted with them. And yeah, I'm gonna guess. Well, that's not a good sign. They need a finance director? Yeah, so I'm just looking, like, a lot of them have pulled their recommendations, or not recommendations, but their positions. So that's a bummer. But I would say keep an eye out at Platform SH. They were really cool, very awesome people to chat with. I just didn't fill the void well enough. Rails companies? So if you're looking for Rails, one of the biggest places you'll find a lot of them is actually at like work at a startup. I don't know if there's actually like DevRel for any of those companies though. Right? Platform was looking for Python because they're looking for people to help build out their like build packs or whatever they're called to like make it as easy as possible to release a Python project, a Flask project, a Django project, whatever. Right? So think of Platform as like competing with Heroku, but their build packs aren't public. So that's where like that's exactly what they were looking for, someone to build out a bunch of those like build packs for various like Python things. Companies like Platform may look for some Rails stuff like that too. There you go. Deb.2, not a bad idea. But yeah, work at a startup has a bunch of like Rails companies, so worth checking there. Yeah, I don't think they're still doing it right now, but EdgeDB was looking for a DevRel. They still haven't launched their cloud though. That really doesn't bode well to me. Because last year when I talked to them, they were still trying to figure out how to do the cloud stuff. Like, you know, still a wait list a year later. I even asked them about it, like, oh yeah, so like when do you plan on releasing? They're like, oh, you know, couple weeks. Uh-huh. So yeah, it looks like they're not hiring DevRel right now at the moment. Could be worth reaching out to them for like a contract-style DevRel thing. Hey, do you guys need people to write blog posts or talk about your stuff somewhere? As much as you talk about Supabase, maybe they could benefit from that. So I don't know. Could be worth just like a cold call. Yeah, the typical engineer couple of weeks. Exactly. You know, could be worth it. All right, just send them an email anyway. No, I was listening in while it was talking, like while it was happening earlier, so it seemed funnier. But yeah, okay, so Rust code time. Oh boy. And yeah, would you like the elevator pitch on like the thing that I'm building? I can do that real quick. Other people are probably curious too. So, this right here, a Vexilla. Oh. Hold up. How long has it been on this screen? My video capture device froze. 1 second. That's crazy. Like, you guys haven't seen me changing anything? Yeah, my video capture device locked up. Interesting. Hold on. I'm having all sorts of connection and weirdness issues today, but I'm blaming the heat. I think I'm gonna have to unplug it and plug it back in. Yeah, that is weird. All right, give me a sec. 1 second. Sorry. All right, so now okay, something is majorly wrong with this thing. Yeah. There's no way this thing just, like, fully died, is it? It's doing the pass-through just fine. Oh, and the music's loud. There we go. Hold on. Like, something's off here. How can it do the pass-through, but not the capture? Like, it's not even being picked up as there. And it's just USB, so there is no driver. Yeah, it's USB. Hey, what's up, Quintillo? My capture card might have died. Okay, so... Alright, there we go. Boy, that was so weird. Oh, man. It's pretty warm, but I've got a heat sink on it. It's not as hot as it used to be. Yeah, but it is super hot just here in Washington right now, so it's definitely related to the heat. Pass-through works even if USB's power only? I guess that makes sense. Like, if the data transfer failed, but it's still passing power, then it would still pass through. That makes sense, Jather. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, something weird happened. We got it fixed. I think I deserve a whiskey after that. For sure. And I'll do the elevator pitch-ish about what Vexilla is. So, hold on a sec. Alright, so, are you familiar with feature flags? Or should I do a quick gist of what feature flags even are? I would assume, but anyone else out there that wants a quick gist of feature flags in general, just let me know. Camera seemed slow. I bet the camera's heating up pretty massively too. Yeah. It's not bad. Might just be the shutter speed. Alright, so an explanation of feature flags. Feature flags are things that you want to turn off and on about your application. In some ways, you could use environment variables to do it, but the problem with using environment variables is that they are based upon your build process. And in many cases, your deploy to production is going to take longer than you would like to be able to turn that flag off or on. I used to work at a company in which we had 3 environments, and we would release as we see fit, willy-nilly. We'd probably release out to prod multiple times per day, but there was like an hour-and-a-half lag time of just creating the PR, having someone review it, getting it pushed up through the environments, right? All three. We had a half-hour build process of end-to-end tests and other things. So yeah, easily, you're looking at half hour per environment, and then that assumes that you're able to get someone to review it in a timely manner. So at the end of the day, it could be a long time, even if you're doing continuous release. So currently, I work at a company where we only release twice a week. So that's even longer of a lag time of, hey, let's turn some feature off or on, right? If we're waiting on our build to do it, yeah, it could be days before that's actually turned off or on. So instead, your feature flags need to be remotely configured, right? So AWS has remote config, or app config, sorry. Google Cloud has remote config. There's LaunchDarkly, Split.io, bunch of companies that focus on feature flags. They are all very expensive. Remote config and app config are fairly cheap until you start actually looking at like the amount of like traffic you might have to be serving through it. You know what's really, really cheap? S3. 4 times a year. Yeah, so that's a thing where you absolutely need feature flags. That's like the worst case scenario. I was going to say mobile apps are the worst case scenario because it could easily be a week before you're going to see a change in production, right? So feature flags are just a remote way of toggling things off or on in your app, right? Let's say you want to do a Christmas theme for your mobile app. You want to turn it on only during Christmas, but you want to make sure that users have that code shipped out to them way ahead of time, right? Because not everyone updates that quickly. There you go. Yeah. So Flagsmith is another good one. Growthbook is another good one. I believe Flagsmith and Growthbook even focus on the idea of like a static file sitting somewhere, which is quite nice, right? That's literally what I'm doing, and I thought I had this cool, unique idea, but no, it turns out other companies are like, yeah, static file-based and let the client do the work. So Vexilla started out as just static file-based, let the client do the work. Now, and when I say client, I mean like the code inside of your code that's fetching and rationalizing the flag data, right? So I pivoted how Vexilla works now by making it still be a static file, but it's going to be Git native or like Git ops focused, meaning that you still want to have a review process of when flags change. You still want to see who changed what when, etc. You need that type of audit tracking for pretty much any company. So yeah, it can be pretty useful. And I think that's like the pivot. So it's going to be a GitHub like marketplace application that you're just going to install into your repo. Boom, right? And then we can just run the application that you see over here, right here, and it will do a publish to that repo. Right? So yeah, the main gist is I want to do static file based, put the file wherever you want, I don't care. I also want it to be auditable via GitHub. So that's what we're doing. We're doing a pivot. We have an older version of it that looks terrible, that doesn't support scheduling or any of that stuff. It only supports toggles and gradual release, but it's still pretty cool. When we look at documentation here, I have written clients for Vexilla 0.x, which is the old one, in all of these languages. Right? So now we're going through and doing the 1.x version of the JavaScript and the Rust clients, and then we'll eventually fill in the blanks for the other ones. So that's a gradual release. Yeah, we totally do that. We already support that with the older one. How do you see scheduling being used? Usually you want to be present when the flag is enabled. Like, go David, I just gave you one. Do you want to show a Christmas theme on a mobile app? You'd want it only enabled during Christmas time, right? A/B testing is measuring the result of gradual release, right? So currently we can do a gradual release, but we have no way of recording the results of that gradual release. So it's not A/B testing yet. That's what the eventual monetized service on top of Vexilla could be. Add actual like data tracking, a hosted version. present when enabling the flag. Why, Go David? Why is it scary? I think that's the part I'm not getting. You've already done QA with just turning the flag on. You can do a local override in production if you want. Even if it does break clients, how do you figure that out? Right? Some type of reporting, etc. Someone would be listening to that reporting, but they don't have to be the one there to turn the flag on. So, Go David, here's a very specific thing. At the company I used to work at, yeah, right? Exactly. But at the company I used to work at, it was a life insurance company. And we only wanted to support users through our application that met a minimum amount of the policy value, right? Like $1 million or something. However, to get actual people and users into the app, we needed to sometimes turn that value down, right? To maybe 500K. And we would do that twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, at very specific hours of the day. What that meant was I would have to actually create the PR and struggle to get it up to production by the time that we said it would be valid by starting it a good 2 hours early and hoping that people see the PRs and things can get merged in as needed, just to change a value, just to change a single value inside of our code base. Doing that twice a week sucks, because then there's the 2 hours of turning it off again. Instead, could we schedule it and then just test it during the hours that matter? Yeah. So scheduling right there would be massively useful. So there's already one major use case. I already told you about the mobile app, like, theming thing. You're just changing a theme, you know? I just don't see how it's a foot gun. I don't think there's a use case. There's literally a use case. The company I used to work at would have not burnt out 2 developers plus because of a shitty practice and process. I just don't see how it could possibly be a foot gun. If you know that the thing's going to be scheduled, can't you just tell QA to test it when it needs to go live? Do they, like, you know, do you have to be present and ready for that? Or could QA just test it when it goes live? I don't know, man. Sounds like an organizational problem, not a feature flag problem. Now, I do think that's one of the things that could be useful on, like, a paid thing, right? Like a monetized service for it. You could actually have, like, a rollback trigger. I think that'd be cool. Forget about the thing? Dude, go David. Like, that right there is the problem. Who's forgetting about setting something like that? Right? The issue is not the scheduled flag. The issue is the lack of communication with some engineer. That's always going to be a problem. Same thing could happen where you change the flag and don't let QA know to test it. Again, I can't prevent that. Yeah, the issue is not feature flagging. Even if you didn't schedule it, if you forget to tell someone about it, still the same problem. I think for the most part, all of that stuff is fixable with some extra tooling. But again, it requires the people use that tooling. It requires they pay attention to it. Exactly. Exactly, goat meal. Yeah. Yeah, you can't prevent idiots, right? There's no such thing as idiot proof. Hold on, there was a really good quote. Oh man, what was that article yesterday? What was that article yesterday? That was a really good one. Hold on. This is yesterday, yep. All right. It's gonna be beginning a stream. Actually, I don't remember liking the article, but it was a good quote. So I think that's it. It might have been this one. Let me double check this. No, so it wasn't this one. Damn, it was a couple days ago, wasn't it? No. Damn it. I'm gonna forget where that even is now. What, scheduling? If you don't want to use it, then don't use it. I don't care, man. Okay, it was Monday, wasn't it? Yeah. All right, so here we go. Maybe not, man. Yeah, I mean, go David. You're creating edge cases. Don't do those edge cases then. Right? Only schedule a thing that you're actually willing to schedule. It's that simple, man. And yes, scheduling is absolutely a feature of feature flag tools. You can look at most of them. Launch Darkly, Split IO, etc. No, so that's not it. Yeah, I don't remember where the quote is. It's probably longer ago than I remember. Damn, there was a... I'm gonna mess up the quote now. Oh wait, maybe it was this one. Yeah. So he's complaining about the web, blah, blah, blah. And it doesn't have the quote in here. So I don't remember where that quote was. But the general gist is, programming is a battle between developers and the universe. Developers try to create software that is increasingly more idiot-proof, and the universe is working on more advanced idiots. So far, the universe is winning. It's something like that. There's no such thing as idiot-proof software. Universe programming. Here we go. It's a race. That's it. This is the quote. Programming today is a race between software engineers striving to build bigger and better idiot-proof programs, and the universe trying to produce bigger and better idiots. So far, the universe is winning. That's the quote. Yeah, I mean, scheduling is a pretty killer feature. It's like, it's the thing that separates them from some of the other stuff that's like trying to get there. So yeah, Launch Darkly, Split IO, like, they do it. They have a reason for doing it. It's a feature somebody asked for. At the end of the day, just because you don't see a use for that feature doesn't mean that other people don't. At this point, I consider it table stakes for a feature flagging tool to be able to schedule a flag. It's that easy. But I do like the idea of the paid version of Vexilla actually having like triggers that you could hit if there's failures. That could be kind of cool. Right? Enough failures and it rolls the feature back. You'd probably have to define like how and why you would do that, you know, failure event. But still, I like that idea. I think that's kind of useful. Ooh. But yeah, outside scope for the moment. All right, so we have a value function actually over here, which is nice. It's just too hot. Yeah, it's like 95 degrees outside right now, so my poor little AC is working overtime and it's still 86 degrees in this room. Definitely my fault for having so many machines running, but yeah, it is what it is. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 PCs running, like including a MacBook. Right, so 4 space heaters. Yeah, I mean, so technically for SOC 2 compliance, I think you'd have to like record who changes flags when. So I think it's almost required for like SOC 2 compliance and all that. We don't really do that. Sorry, Vito. Like, I just don't care. I will typically recommend Free Code Camp, but it doesn't mean that the language that you're going to learn on there is the best. There's no such thing as best. So, as your biggest thing is to get out of that mindset. Best doesn't exist. The answer to that question will always be, it depends. So, really, just stop worrying about that, Vito. No such thing as best. The quicker you can embrace that, the quicker you'll be productive. It's like the Primogen yesterday. His title: "Clean code is slow." Reading it isn't. What do we spend more of our time doing? Reading code or writing code? Reading. So yeah, clean code optimizes for the actual most expensive resource at an organization, and that's developer time, not CPU cycles. Executing code takes longer? No, it doesn't. Not even close. Maybe over an aggregate. It's one way of looking at it, but I'm not so sure. Right, TDD often aims at the idea of like test coverage, which is just typically wrong. Any level of test coverage as like a bare minimum is going to encourage bad tests. So, yeah. I don't know. I think that's a little tougher. And what's weird, RWX? Fast code matters at millions of requests per second? Sure, but even then, it depends on what that code is doing. In many cases, optimizing horizontally by just spinning up another node is typically the right way. But I would simply say, like, not every application deals with millions of requests per second, right? Not even every part of an application deals with millions of requests per second. So, let's look at our Rust code. And what's up, Filter? How you doing? We're building out a feature. Middle of the week madness? Yeah, it happens. So yeah, these value functions actually should be good. I think we're set. We just need to write these tests. Oh, so this is a a VS Code extension I built. It's called Code Biscuits. There we go. So yeah, Assorted Biscuits is the Rust version, or technically like the multi-language version. The gist is it annotates ending brackets with the thing that started it. If you've ever done any Flutter, there's a Flutter plugin that does that because it's just parenthesis tree. So you need to see which parenthesis is ending that block. So in that case, I decided to give it a prefix of the Rust crab icon just for fun. But yeah, it's just a way of like figuring out where you are within a context. The bigger one, right? This one only has 1,500 installs. The one that's more used, 7953, we're almost at that 8K, is HTML biscuits, right? So in older HTML code, you've seen people actually, like, at the end of a div, list out what the class name for that div is in an HTML comment, which becomes part of your code, whereas instead HTML biscuits is just an ephemeral decoration that changes as you update the code. So it's not even in your code as something like a comment, it's just a decoration. What up, DPQ? How you doing? So yeah, Graham, like that's what I'm getting at basically when I was talking about like streaming and etc. earlier, right? I was doing some Flutter stuff on stream and really liked that extension. I decided to make the HTML biscuits extension, and I had like 1,000 installs real quick because, you know, I streamed myself making it so people could actually just get it right there. So it's almost like marketing by just working on it, which is why the build in public I think is so important. So yeah, I don't know. I stream too much, but I really recommend that people stream, especially like software dev, right? Especially like their own side projects, etc. Because you'll get users willing to just test it out way more than you're gonna get it actually like in production, like on Twitter or something. Yeah, it is. It's super annoying. I think the camera's overheating. Yeah, I think my camera's overheating, which sucks. I actually have a Sony EV10 over in the other room that I just got for the kitchen stream. I could swap it out. We could even do an unboxing stream over on kitchen. No, it's on my end. It's just entirely too hot. Yeah, 95 is not a temperature that we should ever get to here in Seattle. Ever. Build a syntax highlighter using CSS gradients. Ooh, okay. Conway's Game of Life written in Postgres? Yeah! I even gave a talk, right? Check this out. So I gave a talk at like the Manning Rust conference, and the thing I had built, also done here on stream, was Cellular Life. There we go. Right, so Conway's Game of Life, but gamified a bit, to where we track like how many steps it can live for, you know, how many active cells at the end, and theoretically we could even create like a high score list, which I haven't kept up on, so it's, you know, whatever. But here's actually the fun part, and why Rust was such a good choice. So we do this, and bam, it creates one of those, and yeah, we like interpolate and animate things as we see fit, kind of fun. We can crank that frames per second up. So we're at 60 frames a second. And I think someone even showed an example of 120 frames a second at one point too. I just have it capped at 60. But yeah, we're gonna see how long this thing lives for. And normally it would be like, oh, well, is this an infinite loop? Looks like an infinite loop to me. Boom! We actually detect a cycle. Because Conway's Game of Life is deterministic, it means that if we see a duplicate frame, we know that we're in a loop. That was 800-ish steps ago. We are keeping all 800 steps in memory and checking them cell by cell for differences. And if we get to the end with no differences, we know that we're in an exact same cell or an exact same frame as we had previously. We track up to like 1,600 of those without any loss of performance or quality. So there are certain cases where, yes, performance is going to matter. But until you figure that out, just make something that works. Doing this in JavaScript would have been much slower, right? Because here in the Rust, we get proper, like 1-byte booleans, right? We get proper number types. We get all sorts of stuff where not everything's a floating point. So it actually massively speeds things up as far as like the RAM consumption and some of those things. But again, built it in public. So yeah, I'd highly recommend it. Do it. That sounds awesome. Using Postgres like natively, that sounds kind of cool. Would this perform the same in Go with their garbage collection? So Dutch, the key is this is running in the browser, which means I compiled it to Wasm. So this is Wasm. If you want to do Go compiled to Wasm, you can do that, but you have to do like the very special, like, what is it, like TinyGo or something like that? Yeah, TinyGo Wasm. Yeah, Go on embedded systems and WebAssembly. So if you wanted to do it with Go, you'd probably want to use TinyGo as like the, compile target or whatever. And I'm pretty sure you'd get some decent performance out of it. I don't know. I haven't messed with a Go-based Wasm library yet. Right? Haven't tried it. Could be cool. But keep in mind, I'm using a thing called U. Right? U.rs, which is a React-like framework for Rust. There's a new one called Leptos. I would need something similar for Go as well, so that I could actually get proper bindings and, element rendering and blah, blah, blah. Because I'm drawing out to a canvas, like I need all those bindings. And yeah, real quick, I missed some follows. Hold on. Arnaud and Carito. How you doing? Thank you for the follows. And yeah, I just want to say, like, again, Graham, like, super cool. Like, I like how welcoming you guys are about bringing people into the spaces. Like, that was super cool. Like, extremely welcoming. Go game? Oh, I mean, you mean this right here? Right? The Rust game? Because this is Rust, not Go. But yeah, you're tempted to write it in Vanilla.js? Go for it. Yeah, it's fine. I still think it'd be tough to detect the cycles. And I think that's where you'd run into performance issues. Ah, Game of Life. Okay. Yeah, go for it. I really think you're going to run into issues of like performance once you start tracking 1,600 previous frames, etc. I hit performance issues with like 3,400 or 3,000 or something in the Rust even. So yeah, in Vanilla.js, I think your RAM consumption will go way up and some other things, but could be doable, and it's probably going to be quicker to write. And you don't necessarily need to do like the pulsing animations unless you want. But yeah, like, this is kind of cool. It's like Game of Life, and they're actually like cells that are like living and breathing, like kind of thing. Like, I don't know. I really like it. This is the first like Game of Life implementation I've seen that doesn't just use squares. Yeah, it'd be fun. But as an example, hold on. If we connect these three and run it, bam! This one goes for a while. This one goes up to 3,400 frames. We could turn it into screensaver mode. This is where I actually, like, I'd like to make the animations better at some point if I cared enough, but probably won't. What's the drink? So, X, this is whiskey, Woodford Reserve, water, and then lemonade mix on top. So yeah, like, you know, like standard pour, ounce and a half, something like that. But yeah, I like the idea of being able to adjust the frame rate. That I consider a killer feature. I think the pulsing and like breathing to it is a killer feature. And you could probably do it in Vanilla.js, but I think the hardest part would then be tracking cycles in a performant way. But all right, so let's write these tests. They should actually be pretty quick. Yep. Yeah, I probably did things very naively from like the algorithm standpoint. Yeah, so at some point you'd probably not want to check every frame cell by cell and actually start creating like a almost like a checksum, right? To where like you just sum up like every column or something of like active cells within those columns, right? Like almost like a hash map, right? It'd be a hashing of some kind, right? And then if you collide with the hash map, then you check cell by cell just to verify. So I think that was one thing I wanted to do. Would that be some kind of dynamic programming kind of thing? I don't think so, Go David. It's just hashing. I think the key would be, are you gaining enough from the hashing process, like the extra overhead that incurs, versus like, you know, how many frames it takes to like make that cost back. And I would say it's probably going to be like 1,000 frames at least. So maybe, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. But I think the hash is the way to go. And then once you have like a hash collision, then you just verify. Yeah, Tina, no beanie because it's 95 degrees here in Seattle and it's just too hot. It happens, it's rare. It happens, it's not a big deal. Yeah, makes sense. I don't mind it so much when it's like this short. Once it starts getting longer though, and I like wake up with my hair like wah, like sticking way out, you know, just from because I'm a side sleeper. Yeah, that's when like the beanie is pretty much always there because I just don't like dealing with my hair. The key is, once I wake up with a cowlick in one direction, I just gotta cowlick the whole thing and get it all sticking up, right? And then we can do like the Rick and Morty style. I think that'd work. That'd be fine. Alrighty, so this next bit, this is gonna be value string, All right, so value, this one is string. Hold on, let me reply to someone on the Twitter. Oh, and yeah, what are we doing today? Yeah, I didn't actually do the today command today, which is a thing. But basically, we got the value logic worked out in the application, and now we need to test it from both of our clients. And once we've done that, I'd say we're pretty much ready to launch. Or at least, like, start working on the marketing site and some of that stuff. Yeah, no worries, Graham. Yep, have a good night. I know it's getting late where you're at. It's probably midnight for you, huh? Right, you're in the UK. So yeah, I'll keep my ears to the ground if I hear about any internationally focused DevRel stuff. Ooh, hold on, another company. I don't know if they're still hiring. Real quick, Novu. I would say check out Novu as well. I don't know if they have a position open at the moment. No open positions. I'd still say, like, maybe try and, like, hit them up, you know. Oh, it's 1 a.m. for you. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, they were super cool. Again, I don't think I had the experience they were looking for because I've never done DevRel as a career or as, like, a job title. But I think streaming, like, really comes close to it. But, yeah, I don't know if they would be willing to pay enough because they're one of those companies that says, like, well, yeah, our salaries are lower because we make up for it in equity. Right? Like, no. Yeah. Like, technically, it wasn't that low of a thing. When I was talking to them, they were floating the idea of, like, 120K. Which for DevRel is kind of decent. It's not huge, it's not the best, but it's not that low. So, just throwing it out there. Again, they don't have like a posted hiring right now, but it doesn't hurt to reach out to them. Yeah, in the UK, that's actually pretty decent. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's always crazy to me, like, the difference in salaries, just from country to country. And they're based in Israel, so they're actually looking for someone closer to their time zone. Right? They were even like, hey, would you be willing to move to the East Coast? I mean, the answer to that was no. Hell no. But, yeah, I mean, something to think about. And I would say, at that point, start considering, like, Israel-focused companies, because they're really looking for people, like, closer. Oh, like, you know the Novu people, then. Right, yeah, I'm forgetting their names. Tomer, he's, like, the CEO. The CTO dude is the one that, like, you know, helps get me there. Helped me get the interview, actually. That's the way to phrase that. But I forget his name right now. Ah, you worked at Daily Dev, which is Israel-based. There you go. So yeah, like, especially because you're in the UK, you line up with their time zones much more than, you know, than someone on the west coast of Washington, right? So yeah, something to think about. But again, get some sleep. Sorry, didn't want to keep you too long. I just randomly thought about it. Yep. Yeah, no worries. Have a good one. All right. Default here. Bar. There we go. We expect value stir to be foo. And yep, have a good one. Later, man. Value int. We'll just say 21, sure. And then integer, yeah, that wouldn't have worked. And then this is value float. Oh, and triple equals. Yeah, we can just do a double. I don't even know if triple equals exists. Clippy seems fine with it. Oh, do I need to do those quotes? Yeah. Oh, there we go. Clippy seems fine with it. Let's run the tests. Oh, yeah, we're gonna run into issues with the scheduled values. So that's actually a different error. Oh, and yeah, let me finish this reply real quick. All right. All right, cool. Just double checking Twitter stuff. And all right, so integer here, 42, totally fine. Number type, oh, number type is float. Shit. How'd that happen? All right, so we got a bug in there. That was my bad. All right, so we're gonna go merge that PR. It's a quick one. We're gonna modify by hand because it's such a small change. So it's in our test server. Let's just go fix that real quick. All right, so integer here, number type, int, float, float, string, string. All right, there we go. So the last one is this one, and we do the same thing. So that one is int. That one stays float. That one is int. And that one stays float. Perfect. All right, so we're good there. We should be able to test these now. I actually still expect some of the tests to fail. Yeah, the time zone ones. But our other tests pass? End to end is totally okay. Oh. Oh. Okay. Oh. So yeah, this is just our yeah, this is just our like UTC midnight issue. Oh, this dude does the tech commute space. Nice. So 350 Eastern, that lines right up. Cool. So yeah, thank you for the follow, Mohammed. Welcome. What you up to? So I'd say we're good. Like the time zone issue is really not a problem. Alright, so let's pour another beverage. I think it's time for me to use the restroom real quick in a sec. But yeah, I think our next step is we need to pivot towards marketing site stuff. Which means we're going to spin up a new Astro project. Let's do it. I was really hoping like their new version would be out. I don't know anyone who needs to hear this, but let me just point out that I am the genius behind changing the port of the test server or the dev server from, what was it, like 3000 or something like that to 4321. Right? Like liftoff, Astro style, like, you know, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition. Right? Like boom. So I'm really proud of that. I came up with that here live on stream. We created the discussion over on their GitHub. It's my greatest contribution to open source ever. I'll accept it. I'm okay with it. I was recently informed that they are going through with it on the next major release. They're updating it. So yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I think that's for Astro 3. But alright, so yeah, let's shuffle things around. Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen. I'm hoping they do. But a lion who works at Astro now as a full-time employee, I think full-time, yeah. He basically said that he's helping like push it through. So he's already given me credit. But we'll see if Astro like tags me or something. We'll see. I didn't actually make the code change. I just proposed it as an idea. Oh, awesome. The 80s synth vibe? Damn right. All right. What are we working on? It's a feature flag tool. Let's bring that over. And yeah, so we're gonna scaffold out a brand new Astro site. But yeah, so Mohammed, the main thing we're working on is Vexilla. I would say check out some of those links about what feature flags are, what Vexilla is trying to do. We're working on a 1.x version of Vexilla. Right, 0.x is actually currently available. You can totally use it if you want, if I could find the link. Yep, here it is. But 1.x adds a bunch of extra features and it pivots to the Git native aspect of this. The Astro site is going to be the marketing site. So what we have right here is going to get ported over to Astro. I think I used Next. I don't remember what I used for the doc site, actually. Yeah, I used Next. And it works, but yeah, I think I'd rather just do an Astro site. Sounds much easier than like updating Next and dealing with all of their rigmarole. So yeah, we're gonna have a docs new, or just rename this to docs old maybe. I do have a marketing site, but it hasn't been touched in ages, and updating it, like, I don't know. I think some of Astro's like magic that it gives you, as far as like how you can process like some of the markdown, etc., and like the escape hatches they give you, are a little greater than like the escape hatches within Next. So I think I get more power from an Astro version. Yeah, no worries. We'll probably still stick with what we got content-wise. I just need to recreate it. Some of these components are going to be real quick and easy to fork. So yeah, let's do it. Let's make it happen. So docs old. What we're going to do right now is just close all of these. Yep. And we're going to scaffold out a new docs project. So create Astro latest. It's going to run that package. I'm in. Let's do it. Man, yeah, all you people lurking over on the YouTube, thank you. Anyone that wants to leave me another lurk, go for it. I'd appreciate that. Where should we create this? It's docs. No. Today's gaming, so yeah, like let me check on the Discord. Looks like Worm's available. All right, perfect. Oh, yeah. Keep in mind, it's like kind of buggy. Like it doesn't have tabs and it has some weird edge cases to it, but it's still kind of fun, right? It's good for branding, good for just like, hey, let's have some fun. We'll do the sample files. I don't mind that. Wait, really all this? Interesting. What about security? It's a marketing site, dude. It's a marketing site. What security? All right, so we got to install some stuff. Yeah, you put out an issue on the Devise GitHub. Yeah, good work, man. It's always fun. Like, someone said in a space I was lurking earlier today, right? Someone asked the question of, how do I find projects to contribute to? The things that you use every day are great projects to try and contribute to because you actually use them every day, right? So you have some context and some usage for them. Makes a lot of sense to try and contribute and improve the things that you use all the time. So yeah, right, that can be a massive way of jumping into open source. But yeah, so Mohammed, like, what's your question, I guess? Do you have anything you're trying to say with that? Like, why does security matter for a marketing site? Oh, I am gonna need Tailwind. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good call. I wish it gave you more of like a step-by-step of the install. Yeah, go ahead and generate that. Go ahead and add that. Cool. What do I have running on port 3000? Ah, test server. All right, so I'm gonna set Astro's port to 4321 at a time. See, here's the thing. Given port was in use. Hold on. Why didn't it opt for 3001? Or is that a bug? Yeah, that is a bug. That's weird. Yeah. Silly bugs. All right, so here we go. We got a site. I thought we chose to generate it. Oop. Okay, maybe that was the samples. I don't know. It's weird. And that's it for the samples? Alright. Yeah, I thought there was more. Probably should have done like the blog template instead. Could have sworn they had a documentation template at one point too. Where'd that one go? Because that one was good. I really liked their documentation template. All right, so yeah, they got some of these. You know what I got to do real quick? I got to use the restroom, sorry, and I need more water too. So I'm gonna go pee. I'll be right back. I'll see you in a sec. And yeah, we got to start hacking this out. I got to start bringing in pretty much the content from this, it'll be pretty straightforward. And then we got to think about actual, like, content, right? Like the documentation, like all that. That'll be a little trickier. At some point, I'd like to think about, like, a MarkDoc integration, too. But we'll wait for that one. But, yeah, I gotta pee. Give me a sec. BRB. Alright, and I'm back. And yeah, how's everyone's Wednesday doing? Anything fun? Anything cool? Oh, I was wondering how I got into a certain stream. Yeah. Yeah, that was from Danielle raiding someone. I was like, well, how the fuck did I make it into that stream? I'm lurking. But yeah, it was a raid thing. But yeah. Everyone enjoying their midweek? Ooh, I made that one spicy. Ooh, and I got sushi for dinner tonight. With client on IR? Injured reserve? Oh, incident response. Okay, that makes a little more sense. I get it. Okay. So yeah, real quick, anyone that watched Theo's stream today, what was the main, like, gist of his Tailwind stuff? Was he just recording for, like, a video he wanted to make? Another support ticket declaring a war. Well, that's not good. Yeah, that's not good. Alright, so yeah, we're gonna end up porting a bunch of components. What that means is we need docs old. Don't need the styles yet, but we will want Prism. Yep. Oh, right. I forgot about that. I forgot that we're doing some, like, image processing. Wait, really, Colton? That sounds so strange. Because marketing site and documentation are the same thing. This right here is what I'm talking about. Documentation, marketing site, same thing. Same site. There will be code snippets. There will be blood. Now, granted, is this the right theme? Probably not. I just wanted something fun. Yep, no worries. Yeah, so nav and inner link, those are going to be separate. I'm actually a little curious about that. Our nav component, I don't think needed to be done that way. Oh, interesting. Yeah, alright. So that's fine. Where are these coming from? Oh, props.children. Oh, that was it. Okay. So it's really just how it's being done in the entire layout. Oh, and yep. Yeah, so this is a project in which I was using twin.macro. So Tailwind merge is a separate thing. I forget what Tailwind merge even is. Okay, so Tailwind merge is a separate thing. I was thinking of twin.macro. Tailwind merge is hugely useful. Right, just prevent redundant styling. So yeah, Tailwind merge is great. That is not what I was thinking of. I was thinking of twin.macro earlier when I was talking about it. Which, yeah, if you want to use Tailwind and CSS and JS, twin.macro is pretty much the only way to do it. Ooh, and we're getting to the point where, yeah, I should probably go raid someone at this point, because I want to make sure I eat my food and I'm ready to play some games with James and Worm as soon as possible, which is what we're doing over on gaming. We're going to be playing some Baldur's Gate 3. We could probably even bring in, like, a guest for the fourth person. Granted, you would be playing the character that we decide that we wanted in the group. I forget who that is right now. I think we have the mage going right now. Irfan or something like that. I forget. No, Irfan was from another one. But yeah, if anyone would like to join and voice their character whenever some dialogue happens, if needed, then that'd be cool. If not, no worries. But yeah, I see Worm, I see James. I think it's probably time for me to get going. Ah, yeah, no worries, Travis. Yep, enjoy. Have a great stream. So wait, they're constantly scanning for other vectors at this point. WAF is going crazy. F2B? What is F2B? Oh, failed ban. That's right. Oh. Interesting. So yeah, gnarly, Colton. Yeah, people suck. They were hoping for some sweet, sweet bug bounty, I bet. May have been compensated? So they already got paid for the vulnerability and they're still being a dick about it? That is so weird, man. People suck. May have been compensated by someone else? Oh, there was talks. Oh, like he might have gotten compensated until he became a jerk about it, right? Is that what you're saying? Ah. Yeah. Poor guy. That's what he gets for being hasty. I have that problem too, so, you know, can't blame him. But okay, we really didn't make much progress on the marketing site, but it's our priority tomorrow. We want to relaunch this marketing site and handle it. And yeah, Matthew, we're 15 away. That's crazy. Technically, that's not going to be the metric that we got to like really focus on. 15 more subs will probably happen organically on its own. The thing we got to really worry about is watch hours. And you lurking over there on the YouTube is helping me out the most with that. So, appreciate you. Thank you for the lurk. Thank you for chilling. Yeah, my watch hours have quadrupled. Just thanks to me streaming, right? Thanks to me, like, broadcasting over there. Yeah, a little bit, Tobbs. I see you just joined from Alan's stream. I was actually thinking about raiding Alan anyway. Oh, you know what? I mean, I can't remember when the last time I raided Alan was, though. I feel like it's somewhat recently. I see Crutchcorn co-streaming with Bad Cop. I see Acorn, who's most likely about to finish soon, and I see Id of Allen. Hey, Colton, thank you for the sub. 9-month streak. There we go. I'm thinking about, yeah, let's raid Crutchcorn. I feel like it's less common for us to have a chance to raid Crutchcorn. So let's do that. Right? Yeah, let's make it happen. And he's got a good guest right now, too, so that's even better. Alright, so yeah, we're gonna go right into Crutchcorn's stream. He is doing a Bash-powered calendar web app. Powered by the Bash stack. Oh, and he's trying to push for that 2,000 follower goal. Everyone should give him a follow, for sure. 44 people. If I don't see a good 10 to 20 follows over there, I'm not gonna do anything, but I'll be a little sad. Only a little bit. I know, Tobbs. Yeah, they're all great. Yeah, they're all great, right? So you've been bouncing around. You just made it over to here, and we're ending, so you should hang out sooner next time. I'm kidding. It's fine. But I got sushi to eat. I got some Baldur's Gate 3 to play. So we're going to make this happen, and I will see y'all again tomorrow. Same Chris time, same Chris channel. Clicking that button.